Hey everyone, so since I did a video on the neuroscience of creativity a couple of weeks ago, I thought I would do a video on what neuroscience actually is. What does it mean, and how can you keep your nervous system healthy? So, neuroscience is the scientific study of the nervous system, especially the brain, spinal cord, and the networks of nerves that control how we think and feel and behave. Neuroscience is an interdisciplinary field that combines biology, psychology, chemistry, physics, computer science, and even philosophy to understand things like how the brain works, from perception and memory to decision-making and creativity, how neurons communicate, like using electrical signals and chemical messengers, how the brain develops, from infancy to adulthood, and how it changes with experience and neuroplasticity, which is changing cells and connections in your brain and so on and so forth. You know, we have neuroplasticity and can change things even if we've injured our brain. Also, what happens in disease or injury. So, for example, in Alzheimer's, stroke, or dementia, how we can influence brain function through therapy, medication, technology, and lifestyle. In short, neuroscience is like about unlocking the mysteries of the brain, the organ that essentially makes us who we are. It's our command center. So why does it matter, and how can we protect it? Because it's obviously really important, right? Well, the reason that it's important to keep the nervous system healthy is because first of all, it controls everything you do. The nervous system, the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, manages every bodily function, every movement, breathing, your heart rate, memory, emotions, and even digestion. Second, it determines how you experience life. For instance, healthy neurons mean clearer thinking, better mood, sharper focus, and faster reaction times. And who doesn't want that, right? So third, it's also difficult to repair once it's been damaged. Unlike skin or muscle tissue, neurons don't regenerate easily. Damage from trauma, stroke, neurodegenerative disease, all of those can be long-lasting, if not permanent. Fourth, it protects your independence. Keeping your nervous system healthy reduces your risk of developing conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and spinal injuries that affect mobility and cognition. So, what can we do to keep the brain and the nervous system healthy? And just a small disclaimer, by the way, while I have studied natural medicine for about 35 years or more, I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not giving you medical advice. So do your own research. Anyhow, so number one, feed your brain. Eat nutrient-rich foods. Omega-3 fatty acids, like found in things like salmon, walnuts, flax seeds. Eating leafy greens, berries, and whole grains can protect neurons and reduce inflammation. Green tea has also shown great benefits for brain health. Stay hydrated. It seems simple, but it's actually not. Sometimes, different studies claim that between 28 to 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. And even if the truth is the lowest number, that's still too many. And hydrating is, at least for most people, is not that difficult, at least in developed countries. So why does that matter? Well, dehydration affects your focus, memory, and nerve communication. Next, limit processed foods and sugar, because chronic inflammation and high blood sugar can damage blood vessels that feed the brain. Number two, keep the blood flowing. So exercise regularly. Aerobic exercise and activities like walking, swimming, and cycling improves oxygenation and nutrient delivery to neurons and encourages new neural connections. Also, manage blood pressure and cholesterol. I mean, obviously this helps to prevent strokes and vascular dementia. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol. I mean, both harm brain cells and definitely restrict blood flow. Number 3, protect your spine. Maintain good posture, especially when sitting for long periods of time. Like use ergonomic support chairs and such. And, you know, this, I would say, has become more and more difficult the more technology has played a part in our lives. Next, strengthen your core muscles. A strong core stabilizes and protects the spine. I mean, consider participating in yoga or Tai Chi or Pilates to help with this, you know. The more that you can strengthen your core, the better posture you're going to have. And to be honest, you're not even going to notice it as it's changing. It's going to surprise you one day. That's from personal experience. Avoid repetitive strain or sudden heavy lifting, because you definitely want to prevent spinal nerve compression or disc injuries, especially since we get some of this stuff with aging anyhow. So why hurry it along, right? All right, so number 4, strengthen neuron communication. Challenge your brain. Learn new skills. Read, solve puzzles, or practice a new language. Like these types of activities create new neural pathways. Also, remember to get enough sleep. Sleep clears out toxins and strengthens memory connections. Reduce chronic stress. Prolonged stress floods the body with cortisol, which damages neurons and weakens the hippocampus, which is your memory center. Number 5, prevent disease and injury. Obviously, you can't always help this because there are external factors that could injure you, but you do want to protect the brain and the spine from trauma as best you can by doing things like wearing helmets and seatbelts and limiting or even ceasing activities that can unknowingly damage your brain, like bungee jumping. You know, your brain basically just goes boom right into the inside of your skull. So I don't know if people know that, but it's really not a good thing. Anyhow, also control your blood sugar. Diabetes increases the risk of neuropathy and stroke. Also stay socially connected, and this is really important, everyone. Social interaction and emotional support improve brain plasticity and reduce dementia risk. One study also showed that higher social activity was associated with a 38% lower risk of developing dementia. And a Johns Hopkins study from 2023 reported that socially isolated older adults had a 27% higher risk of developing dementia. So, what does this all add up to? Well, you know, a healthy nervous system means sharper thinking, stronger body control, emotional balance, and long-term independence. And don't you want that? I do. I don't want other people having to take care of me, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to control that or anything, but I can do my best. So the key pillars are nutrition, movement, protection, rest, and mental engagement. All of these work together to keep your neurons communicating efficiently and resilient against disease or injury. And if you're up for it, take a look at my video on the neuroscience of creativity. I would really also appreciate it if you would share this video and subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below. Well, everyone, I hope that you have an amazing day. You take care.